All right, hello everyone. Nice to see you guys. Hi Simon and Randall and Grigsby as well. Nice to see that you are here already. Today I'll be soloing more or less and taking tank requests like usual. Starting out here with my newest tank. Currently, I finished grinding it yesterday. The WZ132A. Tier 9 Chinese heavy, or not heavy, light tank, sorry. I'm getting close to finishing the Swedish Tier 9 tank destroyer too. I think I'm like 21,000 experience or so away from it. But I need to get like 2 million credits to be able to buy it, unfortunately. Hello Azroth. Unicorn and Joseph. Nice to see you guys. Hello, Scud. Yeah, hopefully. I'm a little tired today. I woke up a little bit later than usual, but hopefully I'll wake up pretty quickly here. Hello, Ian. Yeah, it's been a while. Hey, this is my my first match in this thing. I haven't played it yet. More or less, I kind of relate this to. It's like a T49 with the 90mm. Has the most firepower out of any Tier 9 light. Kind of tied with the T49. Their DPMs are similar. However, this has -5 degrees of gun depression. T49 is 10, and you know, to kind of offset this hits a little bit more penetration, and it has 320 average damage instead of, I think the T49 is like 240 or something like that. I forget. It's a bit less. Hello 23 and Edward. Nice to see you. Whoa, 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 dude. What are you doing? And this is why I don't use the derp gun. This is pretty much how you see most people play the T49. Just rush in and basically suicide themselves into a tank because the accuracy is so poor. Yeah. My team's probably not gonna push up. Alright, now they are. Very nice. Seems like Levi's eating breakfast now. Gun depression is going to be a little bit difficult to work with here. $75 looks like he might. But yeah, packs a pretty good punch for a light tank, and reaching the tier 10 WZ132, you basically gain turret armor comparable to some of the tier 10 mediums, to where it's pretty difficult to pen you. That's my kind of main goal here, is that you're basically getting a light tank with medium tank armor. Camouflage, you know, is great on the move, being a light. Hello Yosef. Yeah, there's a bit of people camping, but at least in my area, oh lord, I did not expect to see him. At least in my area, we have enough people, you know? Granted, we're pushing a little bit too far now. Just get him stuck there. I get the shot just to get him out. Get the gobble up some nice little assist damage there. Help get him out. Yeah, these guys are a little bit stuck out here on their own. Ah shit, I shouldn't have shot that, especially because he's tracked already. But I'd like to guess I'd like to, not to say cheat, but get some of that assist damage just by tracking and packing a little bit extra on there. Hello, Timor, nice to see you. Yeah, I can get to all these requests, guys. Yeah, this thing, I think it's going to be probably this and then the tank after it. Probably with the T-49 and the Sheridan, my favorite light tanks to play. Say probably just because, you know, I haven't played a ton of matches in either. I just, you know, tested them. E back here, which I gotta worry about. Should I go gobble up more damage? It's looking tempting. But this is why I kind of... and he's dead. I was like, this is why I'm kind of just sitting here, is because I can shoot where that T-34 is. And where this guy is, just by sitting on the cap. There's no real point in me pushing down, because I wouldn't get to the T-54 and the T-49. But gonna end with 3,500 damage, 1,600 assist damage. Not too bad for a first match. Hello JM, nice to see you. I don't have the Tiger P. Please look at my tank request list. It's in the video description below. It has all the tanks that I can play. Whoops. Typing that. You want me to play the T-49 with the derp gun? I can play the T-49, but I'm gonna use the 90. I don't switch my tank configurations around. But pretty decent match, second most amount of experience here and damage. And yeah, nice little first match in that thing. So my first tank request up is the VK3001D. I can find it here. Go. Yeah, I can do the Tiger 131. See you, Edward. Thanks for stopping by for a quick little match. Hi, Sos and Ninja Boy. Yeah, nice to see you again, Timor. I can't believe it's Wednesday already too, because that means I gotta go to work tomorrow. Hi Poser and Robert. And hi Uber, nice to see you. Why does it perform so poorly? It has a worse gun. It used to have armor capable of bouncing stuff when there weren't premium rounds, and a lot of the newer tanks with a ton of penetration. It hasn't really been rebalanced much since it was first introduced, which if you could think, it's basically one of the original tank lines. So essentially it had better frontal armor, and actually before they buffed the Tiger 1 a lot, it had better mobility, the Tiger P as well. So unfortunately over time, now its frontal armor, it can bounce some things, but it's just, it still has really weak armor holes in the front, and it just gets shredded, and it doesn't have any, you know, any upside over other tanks. Like, it does have, you know, those very thick, something like 200mm flat bits on the front, but most people just shoot around them, or, you know, they're throwing gold at you anyway, so it goes through. That's why, you know, it doesn't perform very well. It's not necessarily like that bad, but if they buffed the angled corners from the front plate going to the side plate, that would help out a lot, because they're actually weaker than the frontal armor, and most people just shoot at them. Hello, Rich and Pontos and Dingo. But more or less, it just awesome. We got a Udez up here. You know, it comes down to it hasn't really been changed much since it first came into the game, and it's kind of slowly been power creeped as far as you know, being situated around armor. Its armor was good when it first came out, but not good enough to withstand, say, penetration rates rising ever so slightly as the game progressed. I like this tank. I really like the tank that comes after it too. Do have a problem of, you know, they don't have anyone over here that I could have fought against, and now unfortunately on this map it's really difficult to push. Ah shit, I didn't even... Yeah, I've actually got to move with how he's set up. I might actually die here. It's really difficult to push around this corner on an entrenched enemy unless you have someone with a lot of armor. So I'm actually gonna probably get all the way back here. Declining population on NA? Well, as far as me talking about it, you know, nothing I really say is, you know, not to say it's not factual, but it's just my opinion. But as far as the population, like, you can, a few websites track it, and like overall, like early morning has always been pretty low. Like right now there's like 8,000, 7,000 people on. It's always been like that, but the peak times and like average nightly is almost always like 22 plus. Sometimes it gets over 30. And not to say it isn't declining, the population, but as far as the numbers go, like when I first started the game, like for the first like year or so, I remember the peak time there only being like 16,000 people on. So honestly, compare it to, you know, 2011, 2012 when I first started playing, population's still higher than that. And yeah, I just got hit by the Udez. Unfortunately, trying to push around here, they have so many TDs and people just camping here, and there's no arty. Playing as a low tier, kinda a little bit difficult to break a defense like that. I'll try to hop back into this tank a little bit later. But more or less, you know, the game is pretty old. Like you mentioned that's definitely something that they're having trouble drawing, say, new players in, specifically in the NA server, and I think European server to some extent, but the Russian server is still, you know, basically at their peak numbers. It's not really dropping. In the summer, honestly, numbers always do drop in any video game that you play because people are typically outside, and even though it's not summer across in, you know, all the hemispheres, more or less more of the population comes from the northern hemisphere, of course. But more or less, wargaming, if you notice, about once a year. Like last year there was rebalancing, like arty, light tanks, and a few other, like a bunch of premium tanks and stuff. They kind of draw new people back in, and population jumps up. This patch, we're getting 2 patches from now, so end of August, early September is the new graphic render and changing maps and a ton of rebalancing. They always kind of put out 1 patch a year to kind of refresh the game a bit, draw old players back, and this one is going to be probably the biggest patch we've, not to say ever seen in World of Tanks, but it's going to be pretty massive, and it's going to feel like almost a brand new game. Like, the game's going to look brand new essentially. And a lot of people, when you talk about like War Thunder, as far as like War Thunder and even Armored Warfare looking better than World of Tanks, like I personally think, like, I like World of Tanks graphics. I don't care that anything looks like super crazy and top notch, but essentially the graphics are going to be on par, if not better than those with this new graphic render from what I've seen. So it's just one of those things where people who might not play a game because it's like, you know, however many years old, that might draw them in, and we should see the population, you know, bump up quite a bit. Because there's some people, especially say in the US, that won't play a game unless it, like, you know, has super duper graphics and whatnot. Alright, I'll have to catch up on chat in a minute too, because oh god, I'm gonna get flanked here, because for whatever reason I don't have my TDs down there. They're sitting... That guy's throwing... Awesome, and I'm ammo rack now. That guy's throwing APCR out of a meal 1. You're so good. So good, dude. Granted, I was throwing a little bit of APCR, but the meal 1s isn't that much better than its regular AP, so it's something that... Thank you very much for the tip, Grigsby. Yes, it is pretty hard, specifically the VK3001 D to play bottom tier. Once you get to the 3002D, it actually it gets a lot easier to play bottom tier with that one. The lighthouse, I typically don't push out there. I'll go like lower, like the 3 line near the lighthouse, but I won't actually go to it. Hello, JT and Robert. Well, yeah, as far as the graphic render, they're not making it to where it's gonna lock people out with older graphic cards and stuff. They're not stupid to do that. I'm mainly more or less just waiting for my repair kit to come back so I can get my ammo rack back here. But yeah, there's still gonna be an old graphic render. It's probably gonna, like, the new one isn't gonna be any more resource intensive, but more or less the old, like the very old standard render, that's gonna still be in the game from what I understand. And then the one currently you see here is gonna be replaced with the new one, which doesn't use any more resources, and yeah, there's still gonna be the 2 options. Alright, so everyone's going back to the base. Tip Levi a biscuit. I will tip him when he gets back. He is currently on a walk, so he'll be back probably in 1 to 2 battles here. He usually doesn't go for a super long walk in the summer. Hello, Macula. Hopefully that bush conceals me. Granted, I don't know. I guess hit something because obviously that didn't hit him. That just flew right over him. How can you get so freaking lucky? Granted, the M26 isn't the... This is number 3 shot missing a tank that I literally have in my aiming circle and it fills up almost all of it. I keep hitting... There's a small little hill here that I keep hitting instead of him. But, or no, that's what I'm hitting. Duh, the frickin' the pipe. That explains it. Oh, I forgot about that second pipe. I was really confused. I know that there's hills back there, but I forgot about that second pipeline. Oh, I was starting to get annoyed. Yeah, none of you guys did anything on the 4th? But as far as like the changes that Wargaming's made, like you always see like backlash from people, and like people essentially say like, oh, we're gonna riot, boycott the game, yada yada yada. That's been going on ever since I've come into the game. Like, people would basically every single patch you're gonna have people bitching and complaining about something. That's, you know, that's any game. Like, and with World of Tanks, like, someone might feel jaded for like pushing up a certain tank line and then them changing it, something like that. But more or less, like, not to say it's not, they don't want to listen to people like that, but typically the changes they do, they have a reason for doing them. And say like them changing to the new graphics engine, I'm sure people are going to complain about like, well, I'm not going to be able to play, and you're changing all the maps and they're going to be on balance and this and that, and you're changing like, say, the Russian mediums and blah 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 too much at this point in the game and this and that, which, you know, they are big changes. However, like, you're still going to be able to play even if you don't have a strong computer, and people that complain like that typically overlook that fact. And it's just the population, I would say the average outside of peak times probably has declined a little bit on NA server over the years. But as far as the average people per day, and especially prime time later at night, I would say it's ever so slightly gone up. And in 9.20 and 9.19.1, they're adding into new, basically new player training mode and stuff, and they're slowly, with this in the next patch, they're adding in better bots for new players to play against. So they are working on, because new player retention is pretty abysmal for World of Tanks. Imagine, you know, hopping into the game now with some of the premium round problems at lower tiers, and people seal clubbing and trying to get to tier 5 where the game kind of starts. It's pretty terrible, but at least they're starting to work on it now. But I would say the main issue with the NA server, to kind of finish my thought here, is like, more people play on the SEA server, and basically other servers have popped up to where we might have had a lot of people playing from outside, say North and South America, in years past. Now you don't really have that. So if you're playing, say, before like 11 a.m. and past like 2 or 3 a.m., you don't really have a lot of those different time zones anymore to pick up the population on a large scale. It's still playable. It's just, you know, matchmaking might make you some strange matches sometimes. But I'm so far behind on chat though. I will get to it after this battle here. I'm really surprised. I know that they're pushing pretty hard through the center, but we do kind of need to give me another tank here, because they're just sitting there getting RD'd and not really accomplishing anything. Right, he turned away from me, thanks. So I'd say his turret front's actually strong enough to bounce me now, but he's... ah, that was my bad. He's just giving me free shots. Alright, now that he has a little bit of backup. Thank you very much, T54E1. Oh lord. This gonna hurt. Hello, Sam. Nice to see you. Crap. I took my eyes off for a second. Yeah, I'll just catch up on chat after the battle here, 'cause that was a pretty big mistake. Really wish though that I'd get one of my teammates to come help me. Like, I get that they're shooting back towards the base, but if we kind of nip them in the butt here, and I'm able to get up basically to where that Borsig is, we're able to basically take out their entire center. But I should be fine now. Granted, Artie's still on me. Taking that one shot from the Borsig was a pretty dumb on my part. See a T-29. Fortunately for you, my teammate's helping me. Oh god. Doing pretty well. Mainly that T-54E1. Without him, I would have been screwed by now. Thank you, Artie. I'm gonna pop back now because there's an Oni in the 252U. Yeah. But yeah, morning's always been, you know, iffy. But, you know, a lot of people, like I remember when they first came out with the SEA server and they transferred people's accounts over, which, you know, they typically don't do. And after that, you know, the population basically dropped to where it kind of is now. And even more so, you know, people might not have transferred over immediately, and over time, you know, it just, the NA server morning times are always a little bit low. But even though it might not be as large compared to, say, Russia EU servers, which the EU servers, for me playing on off-peak times, they're really similar, honestly, to NA as far as the size of the servers go. But more or less, say compared to other games on PC on off-peak times, outside of like the juggernauts like League of Legends, the population is not all that bad in off-peak times, especially for an older game. I would actually consider it pretty good. But anyway, a pretty decent match. Most amount of experience on my team, so I was spotting all my damage and a little bit of assist on top of that there. Alright. I'm just damage ammo rack, essentially. If it's knocked out, of course, it takes longer for you to reload, Grigsby, as far as an ammo rack goes. That's why you should always repair it. Your reload time basically goes to crap. Yeah, the old sounds and graphics were freaking terrible. Which, hello, Yurka. I'm just trying to catch up on chat here. Which, hello, Abdul. Nice to see you. As far as better skills across servers, honestly, to me, it doesn't really matter. Like, of course, with a larger population, you'll come across a larger amount of people that play the game, like, seriously. But that's really the only difference. No one's better than others. Everyone's human. Hello, Scaly. But as far as, like, the changes coming up, and not this patch coming out essentially in another week or two, but the one following it in August, September, they're changing a lot of tank lines, and they haven't even released all of the tank lines, just because this is going to be like the big, say, like summer blockbuster whatever patch, with the new graphics, map changes, and a ton of tank rebalancing. In Russian mediums, they're looking to change basically from tier 8 to 10. Primarily the T-44 to the 262A and Object 140, but they're also, you know, changing Japanese heavies, French mediums, yeah, the Batchat and the AMX-30B lines. Yeah, they're basically rebalancing a lot of things, and a lot of the preliminary changes, you know, some might kind of stick, but they're in super test now, so things will not be exactly the same by the time they reach the live server. And it'd be nice if people could understand that, because everyone's like, oh, they're changing this like that, like the bat chat changes. Honestly, the bat chat started out as a tier 9 tank, and they're kind of trying to revert it to that, which, like, I'll say right now, the bat chat, it's not unbalanced, it's not overpowered, it's not underpowered as a tier 10 medium. Basically, they're trying to differentiate it, for better or for worse, from the AMX 50B. And with that, you know, it's going to lower alpha per shot, but it's gaining some rounds in its magazine, and it's getting much better gun handling to kind of perform more like a medium. Personally, like, not to say I don't like playing the bat chat tier 10 medium, but I actually kind of like the tier 9 one a little bit better, because currently the tier 10 medium, it's really inaccurate, either fully aimed in or on the move. And to me, I don't know, I don't really like playing it, because especially playing solo in random battles, it's like you just, I don't know, you're almost forced to kind of brawl or take your chances with your shells actually landing somewhere if you're not like right up against a tank. So they're trying to, you know, basically change that, which, you know, a lot of people are going to get upset because, you know, they're changing some of people's you know, basically their favorite tank. However, I would still kind of wait and see. It might turn out to be beneficial. Like, it is definitely gonna change it more so to a less of a, I'm doing terrible here as well. Like, I am doing so bad. I just can't decide where I want to go. Fortunately, the enemy isn't really pushing so hard. But it's basically going to change it away from that, like, huge alpha spike, because that will decrease a little bit, but the DPM should rise up along with the accuracy. But more or less, it's changing from that dive in and unload this huge clip of damage and basically one clip somebody to something that is in between the AMX 50B and the AMX 13105, which I'm excited to get the AMX 105 because, you know, it's got a 4-round clip, pretty decent alpha strike, but at the same time it doesn't have a super duper long reload in between, and it's really accurate while moving around. So it's just change, you know, scares people, and wargaming's not stupid enough to basically change a tank while significantly nerfing it, where the bat chat's not really overpowered right now. But I wouldn't be too concerned about them. Hey bud, somebody tipped you. Please.
Levi!
I don't think he even... There you go. Hello, Timos, Magkos. Nice to see you again. Yeah, a couple streams ago. But at least we had an Object 140 on our team here. I was, at least my team was doing well. I wasn't exactly, picking the right spots there, to say the least. Alright, so we have an Tape 64 request. I have a new crew for my tier 8 WZ132. I gotta pop in here. They don't have any crew skills anymore. After this is a grind. As far as what tank nationality I think is missing, I honestly don't know. I don't really know anything about say real life tank stuff. I personally think there's enough tanks in the game. Randall, you can go check out Rita's status report.live or thedailybounce.net as far as seeing like upcoming changes of the game. Essentially, Wargaming, they're fan sites. Wargaming, because their community contributors, sends out little press packets to them, and they leak stuff. But yeah, more or less, the Russian server gets a lot of news of upcoming changes a little bit before, say, the NA and EU servers, specifically the NA. Definitely over the SEA server too. So these websites usually post upcoming changes, you know, at least 2-3 months ahead of time. But as far as new tank lines, honestly, I don't think that... Like, I know the Polish tanks are coming, but I don't think we really need them. Like, they're not bad. It's content at this point. I think Wargaming would be better off adding more maps and to previous lines, basically not premium tanks, but like kind of side grades. I know they won't do that because it's not really their business model, but say like the American TD line, which awesome. Alright, sorry for the quick Type 64 match, but Artie just hit me right on the nose there. You still can get one-shotted by Artie, unfortunately. But we have a grind, so I'm going to hop into the Stripe 103 here. So take like the American TD branch. Say they had like another like potential tier 8 American TD. Instead of making a premium, I would, you know, I think it would be interesting, say, if they just branched off to where it wouldn't go anywhere, but say they had like, I don't know, it's not a real tank, the T-98 or something, tank destroyer. At tier 8, it would branch off, say, the, I don't know, T-28 prototype, and it would cost, I don't know, 200,000 experience to get, so higher than a normal tier 8, but it would make kind of a side grind for people who like playing tiers like that. I think that would be an interesting route for them to take, because making a full tank line all the way from tier 1 to 10, sometimes they kind of have to fudge stuff and make things up, so to me, I think that would fix that problem, and it would still keep the experience and credit, kind of credit grind for them, since that's part of the model. Hello, Ante. Ninja Boy, flip coin. If you put stuff after it with your coins, you can gamble. Honestly, it's pretty self-explanatory. Which, thanks Uber for explaining it. Hi Unicorn again. Probably say at this point it's getting a little bit full as far as tank requests. I might be able to take a couple more, but I am gonna throw this tank in for grinding a little bit more so at this point in the stream, because I'd like to finish this grind. That way I only have to grind credits out for it afterwards. I think with the new graphics render coming here, we'll probably see some maps make it back into the game. I was possibly expecting... Oh god. Please don't have heat. Thank god. Say him without heat, I can bounce most of his shots, especially because he was not aiming at my cupola. I'm gonna take one kind of for the team here. Alright, the KV-4 has a gun that should be able to bounce off me, but he aimed at my cupola. He's a little bit smarter. But I should be pretty fine to take a little bit of damage here. And go. And basically just kill him with my DPM advantage. We should have enough people back near the base. What one do I think's better? I'd say the Strive 103B, but I think it's fun. That's why I'm pushing towards it. The Girl 15 isn't bad though. Yeah, we have 3 people and an SPG that should be able to reset, so we should be fine. As far as okay. I remember I do not have a turret, dude. Taking a big risk with Artie. But I'm not the only person out here. Double awesome. The poor TVP. I wouldn't feel too bad for him. I wouldn't have pushed there in a TVP. Knowing that my team didn't have anybody outside of KV4 to back me up. Honestly, with my HP remaining, I'm not gonna push out here. The LTTB will be better off going after Artie. I don't think Artie's back in this spot because sometimes you can miss him, but Artie's probably over near that AMX. Crap. Probably, yep, got myself spotted, and he might actually, yeah, let's say he might actually kill me, but I would say if Artie's aiming at the base, I will definitely die here. Lucky me. Hello, Maxim. As far as Swedish TD line getting a lot of hate, it's mainly because it's a very hard tank line to play. Like, I struggle a lot with it, but I think it's, you know, it's rewarding to play them sometimes. Which I've been doing much better in this ever since I started playing it more aggressive. I play it outside of like certain maps, but otherwise I play it pretty aggressive now, and it tends to work out for me. Because I find if you kind of sit at long range, you know, it does work if you can get in a good spot for it, but if you can't, you're better off close up, putting yourself in spots that you're going to come across tanks with 120 millimeters or less, because they auto bounce off you most times. Which, sorry Maxim, I'm not platooning, but yeah, I think it's mainly down to it being a very hard tank line to play, which is why people hate on them a lot. And say especially, say like even good players, that's not gonna come out right, but what I mean by that is, say like people that like the stat pad and care way too much about their stats, because like I'm kind of different to where even though I like doing well, like winning, and by good I mean like the unicums, I hate that word, like the people that stat pad just to play tanks to get better win rate 8 and stuff, they're not going to play the Swedish TV line as much, because the likelihood of you getting on a map that doesn't work for it is higher than say you playing, I don't know, a different TD, say like, I don't know, the T30 or T95 even, or you know, a different tank that works better on more maps. They're going to play something like that just for the stat reasons, rather than playing something like the Strive that might be as fun. Like, you'll still find them pop into it sometimes, but it's not going to be like their go-to, you know, go-to tank to play. Best tier 10 light? Well, I don't have any currently, but I would say my favorite one will be the Sheridan. Probably then the Chinese WZ132A, or 1321, and then the AMX 13105. How big is the cap circle? It's as big as a cap circle poser. I have no idea. See you, Ninja Boy. Thanks. Levi is a pretty cool dog. Did I ever care about my stats? Yes. I think I talked a little bit last stream about it. Like, pretty much before I dropped out of Blood Dragon Grandmaster. Dropped out of clan. My last clan before this. I did clan wars, I did tournaments. Honestly, part of it had to do with my website, WoT Guru. I cared a lot about my stats because people wouldn't, you know, being a new website or trying to build a website, people wouldn't care. Like, oh, this guy, you know, because the whole win rate 6 and 7 at that point was like going crazy. It was like a new thing. They wouldn't even look at people unless you're like a unicum or something. So that had part to do with it, but more or less I did care about my stats. I wouldn't say as much as other people. Like, say I had like a bad game session and I didn't win a lot or whatever, it's not going to ruin my day, whereas some people probably lose sleep over it. But I would say I cared about it a little bit more to where you know, I wouldn't play certain tanks, like I'd sell them instead of keeping them all. Oh lord, I got that coming to me, driving out like that. Oh, I just got ammo racked. Well, fortunately, Simon, for you, because I know that you requested this, at least that might be fun for you to watch. So I care about him a little bit more, because I was doing clan stuff, and, you know, my website was newer to where it did matter a little bit. Which I need to put accelerate crew training on. But nowadays, you know, I still like to win. I like to do well, but as far as like checking, say like my win rate 8 or something, I honestly don't do it anymore because I don't care. It doesn't mean anything. It's a made up thing. It has as much weight as, or I would say it has less weight to me as, say, Levi Biscuits. You know, they're more important, and you know, but it's just one of those things that, you know, for the people that obsess about it, that's why they might like Portal Tanks, and all the power to them. But the only thing that it made me shy away too, which is part of it, is the people that like put people down. It's gotten a little less toxic, but it's still pretty bad to where, like, say you're trying to discuss something on the forums with somebody or whatever, they'll go look up your stats and be like, oh, my win rate 8 is like 75 better than yours, you're a tomato, or, you know, and they start cursing you out over it. I've seen it a lot, and stuff like that I feel like needs to just go, because it's stupid. Hello, Jerry. Please don't spam. Favorite tanks? I'd probably say US tanks, just because they're comfortable to use. Like gun depression, mobility, accuracy. They're pretty, not to say all over the place, but they're good in a lot of areas to where they're easier to play across a lot of different maps. I'd probably say at this point I might have all the tank requests I want to take. Which, yeah, spamming is one way to get timed out. If you do it again, I'm just gonna ban you. Especially because YouTube finally updated to where people that get banned now on live streams and your channel in general, it now actually has a section to where you can see them. Before, you kind of had to keep tally of their channel URLs, and it was pretty difficult to do that while also, say, streaming at the same time. But now there's actually a little list of them. I have, like, I'd say there's about 80 to 90 people banned from the live stream. Almost all of them are trolls, like the random drive-bys, but I saw that when I was looking at it yesterday. I have a problem here if my team is literally camping as hard as I've seen in quite some time. Yeah, I can't even stay out here, to be honest. Yeah. It has nothing to do with the tank I'm in, but more with, yeah, like this whatever, but I don't get this. That does not make any sense to me. Oh, I know I'm out there on my own, but unfortunately I had to try to do something, or else sitting in the back waiting for them to push up was not gonna accomplish anything. Me losing HP out there, you know, it doesn't matter because I'm just gonna end up back here now anyway. This is one of those things where unfortunately when you're bottom tier, I try to make things work, but it's a little bit harder to influence a match at times. But if they want to camp, I'll camp back here. I like Chinese tanks. Yeah, pretty much I'll play any kind of tank. I do best in tanks that have pretty good turret armor and decent gun depression, but you know, I like playing a bunch of different tanks just because playing the same thing over and over gets boring, especially if you played the game for however many years I've played. 6 years pretty much. In like 2 months it'll be 6 years. Yeah, now you're pinging over there, VK. Screw you, dude. You're the one sitting literally where you spawned. You have no ground to stand on. There's nothing wrong, honestly. Like, people playing the game just to enjoy it and have fun, nothing wrong with that. Like, here's games like I play, like I'm not very good at Overwatch, or when I played Battlefield. Like, you know, I play other games where I dabble in League of Legends like a couple times a year. I suck at them, but you know, it's fun for me to play them every now and again. There's nothing wrong with it. That's what games are for. And honestly, you know, games won't survive, or I would say no game survives solely on, say, a dedicated, serious player base, because that's always a very small piece of the pie as far as a game population goes. I'm a filthy camper, but if my people start pushing out here, which it looks like they're slowly but surely doing, I will gladly push out there with them. Maybe I'll start throwing some shells this way, but being able to pen him is another story. I might just start throwing HE here. I did 6 damage, that's something. Starting to come crashing down on him now. Like, I know I'm a part of the team here, but honestly, yeah, this is the last thing I kind of wanted to do. Say T-34, do you not see the T-150 in front of you? This guy is probably going to go on my blacklist just for I don't think he's a real player. This T-34 behind me. Nope, he's definitely a bot. He's literally driving around in circles. Like, yeah, there's no other explanation for that. Like, I usually don't blacklist people, honestly, for how they play, because I really don't care, more or less. Like, some people get offended, like, you know, someone has a bad match and they start cursing them out for, you know, dying. I don't care, but the T-34 is literally driving around in circles in the back of the back of the map for the whole match. Yeah. Still gonna end up honestly with a decent match here, but it's still gonna be a loss. I don't think there's any way that we're gonna win this. Unless our T-34 starts playing, but yeah. Good luck with that. I'm dead. Ooh, maybe not. Yeah, it is pretty badly programmed. Or maybe he really likes the scenery over there. Come on, Artie. Trying to keep that guy lit, because Artie can hit him. If he gets any closer, though. You can do... Okay, come on. Awesome. There we go. That's what I was trying to do, because we actually have a chance at this. The meal one's probably gonna die though at this point, but yeah, now it's it's definitely out now that the IS got me. But I tried. 1700 damage. This tank and the tank after it have a ton of DPM, but actually achieving that's a little bit hard. Alright, so I'll say at this point, my request list is full here. Alright, so up after this, I'm gonna do another grind. Just because I'd like to finish the Strev here. I still, yep, got my credit booster. Because I'm very close to finishing. I'm at like 1300 experience. Or no, 13,000. Bleh. The Discord code, it's to join Discord K. Unless you're specifically asking for one. Here's an invite if that's what you're asking for. Alright, this is going to be a pretty difficult map to work on. I'm going to try my luck at the hill, but honestly, actually, looking at their team, I'm going to push out here. I'm not going to, I hate sitting back here. They just have 2 light tanks. One of them's in the center. We have a crap ton of tanks, so I can probably get up here. I have to worry about Artie, but my favorite champion in League of Legends, I haven't played it in ages. Hell, you know, I play it once or twice a year. Trying to remember. It was last time I played Wukong, I think it was, the monkey. Got. I played him a lot, and I forget the name of the guy, the Roman one. Basically the Spartan. Oh god, oh thank god. I'm like, please don't make me regret not shooting. I mainly didn't aim that way because I thought they'd be able to kill him. Not someone I want to get shot by. But in my eyes, he only can shoot one of us at a time, so Trying to track a couple of these guys. I keep... Oh lord. Don't spin me, Skoda. I can't pen him. A little bit late. I do not stream on Twitch, no. Just YouTube. Don't think I'll get a shot on him. Really, maps that this thing doesn't work too well on, I just go where I think I can maybe help my team a little bit. I didn't do much there, but had I went to the other side, I'd be dead now. Had I sat back near our cap, I wouldn't have shot anything. So, better for me to go somewhere that I can, you know, take a little bit of damage, something. Does it look good statistically? No, but I will appreciate grabbing a win wherever is possible. You never know, you can always rack up damage at the end sometimes. Hello, volley, and a Electron wave. Brian. Usually I cap, but I don't think sitting on the cap is in my best interest right now. I'll just... I can get shot there. I'm mainly going for the T30 here. Didn't really have a chance at the T10. But not a ton of damage for, you know, tier 9 TD, but gotta win. I am completely content with that. Especially when you have those days where you just can't buy a win, more or less. But yeah, this last match in the VK3001D, I tried to get another good battle in for E. Grigsby since that first one was a little short-lived, but did the most amount of damage. And somehow our T-34 survived all that. Maybe they couldn't find him? Yeah, that... But he literally did not shoot anything at all. Yeah, that he was definitely a bot. So we have an M44 up next here, which for this tank, I've only got 9,000 experience left. Then I need to grind out about 2 million credits, I think, to be able to purchase it. 30% off for me. And most people who did the missions over the holidays. There's the dog. Which, thank you, I missed it earlier, sorry. Wasn't updating here. For whatever reason, Streamlabs doesn't update correctly sometimes, but thank you, Naxpacken, for the subscription, if you're still here. It was really early on in the stream. I might try to just support over this side. Let's say volley, I don't think you can understand me, but I do not speak Russian. I wish there was an easy way for me to translate stuff real quick, but I guess I could try to like use my phone or something, like an app, but hopefully this doesn't backfire here. Right behind this rock. I always push out an arty to get different angles that people don't expect you to hit them from. Doesn't always pay, but from knowing how I set up against arty, it typically works out better in your favor, unless you push a little bit too far and get yourself caught by the enemy. Ah, he stopped. Still hit him though. Give it a year, there'll be a program. I'm sure. There's freaking things for like everything now. I could use it at work sometimes. Like my Spanish is all right enough for work, but talking about like non-cooking stuff is somewhat of a challenge. Making sure I don't drown myself here. Been known to do stuff like that. We're just moving out here, which is not good. Oof. I think I stunned my OI, and damn, I was very, very close to falling off that ledge because I was backing up in between my last shot. Oh lord, that would have been embarrassing. At least my team, we should be able to get a quick little win here. We have a pretty good leg up on them now. Yeah, Spanglish. Sometimes I use that, but usually in the kitchen, I know enough. I never get the word down 100% as far as like the verbiage or whatever. The syntax, whatever, I don't know. Because Spanish, you have to change like los, las, la, lamos, like the ending of the word a lot. I always screw that up a little bit, but they at least they know what I'm saying. I have to shoot a T-67 out of just spite. I guess I can say pre-vet. Hopefully that's right. Hello Pilgrim, nice to see you. Not exactly the best match here, but I got in a couple first shots that helped, I guess. Yep. Thank you very much, Grigsby, for the follow-up tip as well. I was about to say, the matchmaking, especially early in the morning sometimes, mid-tiers, you always get put on the bottom. The thing is, like the larger the player base is on a server, the more, you know, same tier matches you get and stuff like that. So let's say I don't know if I'll be able to get to the Type 59 Abdul, but I'll add it on here. I might be able to. I do have, you know, requests coming up here still. Not exactly the best match, but definitely better than the Tiger 131, which, come to think of it, why don't I hop back into that, because that match a couple games ago, it was very short-lived. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna... No. I was trying to translate something quick, but I can't do it in that amount of time. I'm surprised Levi is not doing stuff with Ryan. He must really want biscuits. Hopefully I do not get ammo rack this match. That would be nice. Up after this though, I will be playing the M40, or no, M481 Rev PZ58 T28 HTC. I'll probably pop into another grind after that and get to the rest of the requests. Got him. Sucks that our Cromwell died, but at the very least we killed the guy out there. He can't tip Levi. That's all good. Thank you very much, Randall, for tipping the dog. Alright, their Tiger 1's actually stock. Very good for us, not good for them now. Oh, he swapped over to APCR. I'm out. I didn't even see the one before that. We're gonna have... We're down by a tank, but they are camping very hard in that corner. The best way for us to get them out would be to get some people to flank from around near their cap side, but getting that to actually happen is another story. Crap, our SU is dead. And we're gonna lose now. Oh well. Not exactly the best match, but better than the one before it in this tank. By a long shot. Maybe I didn't. Awesome. We're not out of this yet. We kind of are, but only if the enemy comes one by one. Crap. Had to hit him on the frickin' mantlet there. See if I can back out. He probably won't before somebody else pushes. Oh, we see him. Fortunately, I can't get over there. That's the problem. They could just easily push to our cap right now if they wanted to. Not the tank I was looking for, but... One of them pushed through. It's probably the Hellcat. My problem is crossing that, I'm gonna get shot by 2, if not 3 tanks. Actually, the Hellcat's gonna come from right, I feel like. At the end of the day, yeah. It's the only chance here. Didn't want to get hit by the KV-2, but yeah. That's the problem is, I knew pushing out there I was gonna die, but this is the only way to reset the cap. So, oh well. Which at this point, if anyone makes any tank requests or does any, can't guarantee I will get to them. I do not. Pilgrim, no. I have a tank request list that's in the video description below. Please take a look at it. It'll pop you over to WoTguru.com. Has all the tanks I can play on the stream. Yes, Uber. You'll like, basically if you're playing the Panther II, basically imagine the E50, you know, the mobility of the tier 9 E50 isn't the best, but imagine a harder hitting gun, basically more DPM and more armor, except for on the turret front, that's still very weak with the E50, and then the E50M adds the mobility and better gun handling back into the picture. The Panther II is difficult. You have to play it like not, I wouldn't camp in it, but you have to play it basically a little far off in the beginning and make sure you have that top gun. And then later on in the matches, you know, sniping doesn't always do the best, especially for your team. So then you kind of have to try to play like a medium, but it just kind of fails at that. But the E50, it does get much better. Hey guys, you get shots on the center, but it's not good to stop. You just gotta hope for the best. I don't think I was streaming at the time when I did it, because I ground a lot yesterday on the WZ-132 and the Strev 103. I pushed in the Strev from this side in a tier 10 match straight up the middle. Luckily they didn't contest it very hard, but I pushed straight up the middle in the damn thing, spotted like 4,000 damage in the first few minutes of the match. It was pretty damn fun, and I ended up doing like 2,000 damage. They couldn't see me, and it was pretty rewarding. Yeah, like the Panther II is meant to be like that, yeah. I was expecting him to back a little bit more. Unfortunately, our T-43 or T-34-3 probably isn't going to survive that. The T-49 just has much more DPM, and his HP wasn't low enough for him to push up to actually kill him. Trying to pop out here. Hopefully I don't get spotted right away. But each line kind of has a dud to make people want to free XP past it. That line is the Panther II, and the Leo line. I would say that line doesn't really have one, honestly. Like once you get past like 6 or 7, tier 6 or 7. The tier 9 Leo a lot of people don't like, but that's mainly the module damage. But usually each line kind of has a dud, and yeah, Panther 2 is definitely that for that line. Luckily, you know, they have buffed it recently. It used to be worse. It's still not like a great tank, especially in today's game now. Yeah, our KV5 being an asshole is not helping. Everyone knows my thought on that is if you have people fighting in the chat, typically you're going to lose your match. I'm actually going to head back to Cap. Or... actually, I'm not. I'm not going to be able to pen a lot of that stuff. Pushing out here is probably a extremely bad idea. But I'm going to do it anyway. Was not expecting him, but this is why it's a bad idea. But once we lost our guy in the center, we need something out here because these guys they're just gonna get torn to shreds. I can't pen him with my heat from the front. Hello, renting. Oops. What I get for not having a Sixth Sense. Although he could have just blind fired me, but I think he spotted me. I don't expose myself here. Just barely got that in. Yeah, our team's not going to win this though. Just going back to the base, I'd just be bouncing off the Malshin and T-34's turret, stuff like that. So, decided to pick myself a spot to where I could actually shoot a couple things here. But putting everyone down on this corner is not a good idea. You can get RD'd easily, they can shoot right out of their base and you can't see them. Yeah, it doesn't work out very much. It's better to push down through the town with half the people because it's lower and you're able to push up here, shoot without taking too much fire from their base. The Panther 8.8, granted, I don't know if you asked me to buy that or not, but I probably would have said no. The PZ58 Mutz is much better, but I think they did give it a little bit more oomph somewhat recently, but it definitely, it's not the best premium, no. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. Hello Tig, nice to see you. Thank you, Jack, for the subscription. I'd say you've been watching for a while, Jack. Jack, right? I have to honestly fix a couple things in OBS here. Because a couple things are screwed up, that like my overlays, not the visual ones, but the ones that pop up alerts I need to fix. They don't always work out, but I know how to fix them. It's just I keep forgetting to before streams. Oops, sorry about that, guys. That was a little loud. I wouldn't, honestly, the Panther 8.8, it's not terribly bad, but it's just kind of like the Panther II, where it's hard to play. Whereas getting like the PZ58 Mutz or the other version of it, same name, same, or different name, same tank, it plays a little bit better in today's game. Hello, Ali and Rob. See you. Fortunately, I can add the OI if that's what you're requesting, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to get to it. Yeah, my only morning stream, I do 3 hours. Till mid-October. That's most likely when the stream schedule is going to change. Unless for whatever reason my work schedule changed, but that shouldn't be the case. Yeah, it'll be like mid-October, hopefully, when I need to change the stream schedule, or early October. That's just when my work schedule changes from like full-time, like 60 hours, like 50-60 hours at work, to 30 to 40. So still a bit, but yeah. Yeah, currently, like, you can keep requesting tanks. I'm not going to promise I can get to them in today's stream, just because I still have a lot of requests and not a ton of time. He is pushing on me. I did not expect that, but... I don't know why I rammed him, but I'm definitely gonna die here. Maybe not. Artie can get me though. Whew, that was a close one. And Artie got me. I spoke too soon. Anyway, I still did 1,200 damage almost, and I think that was worth it. I always try to push because there's this little hill here that you can hide behind. Whoops. But if I had not pushed in there, I can almost guarantee you my team would not have pushed over this ridge, and we would have just been stuck there and we would have died. Whereas pushing up here, hopefully, they got the arty, thank God. Once you spot enemy tanks back here, kind of like I did a few matches ago, it's very easy for your team to shoot up, whether it's arty or tanks in this area, to shoot up into here, because the sand dunes, you know, they run basically parallel with people shooting down into them. So I try to push the enemy back there as much as possible early on. You know, definitely risk and reward, but in this case, I think I did the right thing. But like for, you know, my own personal damage and stuff, not very good for me that I died, but hopefully my team wins, and, you know, it's all worth it at that point, in my opinion. Do I play with subscribers? It depends on the day. Usually Monday and Thursdays I platoon with people, and usually the way I do that is, it helps if you have every tier, just with how you have to platoon with the same tiers now, but you just message me in game and I'll invite you to the platoon. Then depending on how many people, or if you don't have the tiers that are requested, because I always do tank requests in order, and it helps matching tiers. If not, you know, I might not be able to play a ton of battles, you know, maybe, you know, three, four, depending on how many tanks you have. My best estimate? Essentially, I'll be done the experience part today, John, with the 103B. I just need to grind out the credits, which, I don't know. It depends on, honestly, I won't have time until next week to actually play when I'm not streaming. So it depends on the tanks that are requested, how many credits I, make. So thanks for watching, JM. Have a nice day. Which thank you, Allie, for the subscription. It all depends on, how many premiums I can fit in. I guess I have 2 mouses. I almost wish I went to the other side, but just because I don't think we're gonna have enough tanks here to create a little bit of separation here for me to fight. But the mouse can overmatch me because it has a 128mm gun. Gregor, if you look at my tank request list, it's on there. Whether or not I can get to it in time, I am not sure. Right, peeps, somebody spot me something. Chance already could pop me here, but or a Borsig. Borsig also can do that. I'm just banking on already, since the other side got spotted before us, having aimed that way. Fortunately, the mouse pushed where I didn't want him to. I can't get shots on him now. But as long as they don't let him do too much damage, should be fine. Because if he pushes up too far, I'll start getting side shots, but they're just letting him chew off HP. The VK3001P, I don't think that's very good with the derp gun. I could be wrong now. Honestly, I get very confused with mid-tier German tanks with the names of them. But off the top of my head, I don't think it plays the same as a Sherman. I think the other gun option's better for that. I could just be misremembering now. Usually though, if you look up the which tank line is right for you guide, Uber, that's where when I sit down and write stuff in that article, I'm not like trying to remember what specific tank. I have everything in front of me with the stats, and I even look in my past if I have any like battles and videos and stuff in it to see how I play it. Which I forgot, he tipped the dog, Randall. I'll tip him after this battle. Someone should have reminded me. Oh, I forgot about it because he's sitting here, he's snoring. just need to be careful because a lot of things can overmatch me over here. Basically everything except for the Charioteer can. It looks tempting to go back up against the mouse, but they're actually aiming at me now, so... B-75's down. I'm gonna push back. Oof, that hurt a bit. We're kicking now. For now. Crap. Crapola. Oh, there's a PZ4TD. Mouse, did you forget about me? You're doing very well. Unfortunately, one little mistake there did him in. Now he can see me. Oh, and he got me. Oh well. I was looking forward to get more damage, but he must have hit me on the cupola. Or he might have hit me on the lower plate. Alright, so let me take the dog here.
Hey, little bud. Oh, I know. You want some treats?
I didn't throw him far enough.
Are you gonna get him?
I think he was actually sleeping this time and not... Come on. Alright, I think the dog is broken. There we go, now he's getting up. He was, closed. He was actually napping there on his bear. He had like a little bear that he used as a pillow. Hey, I finally got a Marks of Excellence on this. High caliber award. We won Sand River in the PZ58, fortunately. Yeah, pretty good match here. I finally got into the groove of this, maybe like 20 battles ago. But you asking about... You're asking about what? The 30... BK3001P? That's a tier... That's a tier 6. Unless you're asking about the 3001H. If you're asking about this tank, the derp gun on it, if you're asking about the tier 6 here, I honestly would like looking at the guns here. Granted, the stats aren't perfect just because I'm just pulling up the individual guns. I wouldn't play with the derp gun. If you're actually asking about this tank, I would pretty much just disregard that and go with more or less really I might actually go with the 7.5, but either one of these guns would work. It's just the penetration on both of them they're pretty crappy. But the 8.8 you wouldn't have to pop out as much. I might go with the 8.8 on that, just because the alpha on the other one's way too low. But the T28 HTC. Oh, the tier 5 you're asking? So you're asking about the VK3001H. Whoops. Yeah, that's got a couple. You're talking about using the derp gun on this. I know exactly what gun you should use. I would go with this. The basically the conish gun. That's the one that's on the VK 3601. Basically, your penetration's very good with it at tier 5. Your accuracy's good, aiming time, rate of fire. I would definitely go with the 7.5 gun here. I didn't even know that had that gun, the VK 3001H here. Go with that. I'm surprised that's at tier 5. That gun. Could I play a derp gun, Gregor? I can add it. I can add it on there. I do have the OI up eventually. I might be able to get to it. I might not. But if I do get to it, I have the derp gun on that, I believe. But yeah, that gun, the 7.5 there on the tier 5 one. That's the gun I use on the VK 3601H that comes after it. Doesn't always have the most alpha, but penetration, rate of fire, accuracy is all good on it. Honestly, the reason why a lot of people use the derp howitzer gun on like the Shermans and stuff at tier 5 is more or less it comes down to the other guns, the 75 millimeters I think they have, maybe 76. They're decent to where it's at least debatable whether or not to use one over the other. However, the accuracy on the 75, 76 millimeters at tier 5 for the US tanks is atrocious, which when combined with the low pen, unless you're just spamming all premium, favors using the 105 millimeters on them. You want the PZ4H? With that, I believe you are correct to use the the derp gun, but I know with that as well, I think that gets the 7.5 as well, but not that conish gun. You can use either or, but I would use the howitzer gun if you don't plan on using a lot of premium. I think it gets APCR with the standard gun on it. I would use the howitzer with the PZ4. Oh, I know. That's why I always get confused with them. Like, I saved Germany for last nation when I updated that which tank line is right for you guide on WoT Guru, because it took me like 2 or 3 hours to be able to do it. There's just so many different tanks, and yeah, it was my least favorite one to do. Like, even Russia is pretty easy compared to that. Crap, they have 3 already. I can't sit out here. Yeah, that's the problem with the PZ4H. Falls into the same thing as the Shermans, where the pen and the overall accuracy on a standard gun, it's not enough to go up against tier 6s and 7s. So usually that's why you use the howitzer gun and carry a little bit of heat with it. Just, you basically, outside of accuracy and on the move accuracy, you have a much easier time using the howitzer gun because you can actually damage stuff. Yeah, the only reason to use the other gun is if you're gonna be a filthy gold spammer. Hello, French person. I think that's French. Might just stick out here because it looks like that T-20. He might. Yep. Let's say he was aiming at the part that he couldn't damage at first. Crapola. Don't have my repair kit. I don't have the best crew in this either. And I'm flanked. There's that. I literally don't have... At least I got one more shot off. There's the E25 using gold on my rear. That's cute. That's why people hate people who drive E25s. That guy probably has only APCR on that tank and nothing else. But, I was winning my corner there. I was holding... At one point I had 3 tanks aiming at me. And unfortunately, you know, the rest didn't hold up around me. Hard to say this, but the PC4H is cute. Yes. I really like the look of the tank too. But yeah, I have the derp gun on it just because basically when you compare the two against one another, I don't feel like doing a whole comparison. You know, using HE and carrying a little bit of heat, you get a 104mm pen heat round, so almost the same as the standard on the 7.5, but you get much more alpha. And if you're using heat, honestly, you're going to be more or less likely at close range or shooting something without armor. But HE's really your go-to shell. But you're just better off with the derp gun on the PZ4H for the same reasons as the M4 Sherman 3, you know, etc. So we have a T20 up here. Something I need to suggest to the YouTube gaming people is an auto translate in the chat. Because even though Google Translate yeah, I was about to say, I don't know why, I don't think you really speak much English, Nuts, but it says I arrive on the concrete. That's what it translates to. I almost wish that YouTube chat would automatically translate to a language that you speak. Maybe like put it in, like I italicize it, that way you know it's translated and not just someone speaking strange. Alright, T20, I'm probably gonna pop out this way. Yeah, my newest tank's the WZ-132A. That was a poor shot on my behalf. Yeah, pretty much. I wouldn't say rocks, it's like throwing spitballs. Rocks can hurt, depending on what you're throwing them at, though. Yeah, honestly, with American tanks, they did, you know, speed buff like the T95 and those tanks, but I'm really surprised. The American line has had a rework coming for some time, mainly the mid-tiers and specifically the mediums, but I'm surprised they have not buffed. They recently did the armor, like on the Shermans, like the Easy 8 and stuff, but I'm surprised they have not dealt with the guns, like the 75, 76 millimeters. I'm pretty sure it's a 75. I could be thinking of the wrong nation. Mainly went down here because I'm hoping my north is fine, but they're about to get flanked and I don't think that they even know it. Oh Lord, I'm dead now. Oh no. Don't have a he has a repair kit. That was my only chance. But unfortunately, I still did over my HPs and worth and damage. Basically, you know, 1,178, but my team, yeah, we're all dead. So WZ-111 up here for my next tank request. We lost Redshire. That's not too surprising. Spitballs since grade school. Yeah, I remember doing them. Did second most amount of damage, but we just got stomped on there. I was actually really surprised yesterday. One of my matches, I was in a Streb 103.0, and it was on a slight downhill slope, but the WZ-111 was actually keeping up, if not outpacing me for a little bit. Robert, I can add the T-49 onto it as far as the tank request list, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to get to it at this point. Hello, KS Fix-It Man. Yes, Kronwagen, very much worth it. Specifically, like the tier 8 gets decent in that line, but the tier 9 and 10 are very fun to play. Oh, I know. Some of these teams have been pretty interesting, but you know, fortunately, you know, as long as I'm doing the best and best that I can and playing decent, win or lose, it doesn't bother me too much. Gregor, my streaming hours are in the top of the screen here, and you can also find them in the video description below. If you subscribe to my channel though, specifically it helps if you subscribe through YouTube Gaming, you get alerts better. You can set them up to where it emails you, or even if you have the app on your phone, it'll give you a notification, the YouTube Gaming app, to people you subscribe to if they go live. That's the best way to keep up with my streaming schedule. But it's, you know, it's all going to be the same going here forward. Essentially, Sunday, Monday, and Thursdays I do 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wednesdays I do 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If there's ever any changes, like last minute I have to work, I usually do my best to give you guys as much notification as possible. Yeah, the meal too, basically going to the Kronwagen from that, you're going to get more mobility, more DPM, better gun handling. You know, it's a pretty noticeable difference coming from the two. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stick with HE here for a minute. Just, I can't pen these guys even with heat very well. Luckily I had a HE shell for him. I'm gonna end up switching over here. Gun depression on this leaves a lot to be desired. Or actually, screw this. I'm not fighting a T95 and a WZ-111. My team really needs me to be here, however, need to back it on up. The T-95 is too fast. I just saw that we're getting flanked here. Thank God I bounced that. I don't know if I'll be able to make it. Barely. God, the T-25 pilot saw. We're not going to win this, but we can at the very least make their lives a little bit harder to farm damage on us. Just not winning the South was a pretty big blow to us. Which T-49 with the derp gun, and he missed. Or no, he hit him. He set him on fire too. But like the playstyle with the howitzer on the T-49 and even the Sheridan, I don't know why people would want to use the howitzer if they, you know, outside of like shits and giggles, it's the worst gun, especially for a light tank. Hello, Andrew. All good. Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, the Swedish TDs are pretty fun. Yeah, this is. Let's say my building. I am surprised. I think this is destructible. I'm surprised it has lasted as long as it has. But. Yeah, tier 8 woes. This came down to, honestly, it's this map to where your team really needs to win the north section, but we basically tried to do both flanks at the same time, and not winning the south just killed us. Our team was mainly situated. If you look at our tanks, we had 4 tanks that work out there in the south. They had a T-49. The Lorraine wasn't even down there. A Centurion and a T-54 Mod 1. Object 416 doesn't work too well on the hilly areas, and they beat our team over there to where it's just one of those things. If you lose the flank that you're supposed to win, it's very hard to come back from it. I was to say, that building served me well there, but being in a WZ-111, you know, I couldn't pen their Object 252Us and T-95 very easily. Did more damage than I thought head on against them, but my goal was to pull back eventually. It's just by the time I could do that, and when it made sense, you know, the game was pretty much over at that point. Alright, so the next tank up is the glorious T-54. Kinda, yeah, I didn't think this match would last long, so I guess stayed and watch here. Got about an hour left here, so I'll definitely say tank request. I won't be able to get to really anymore, because at the end I'll probably throw in a couple of grinds. But decent amount of damage considering all things considered. And even made a little bit of credits here. Ooh, World of Tanks survey. Let's see. I got a couple of these before. I'm probably not going to end up doing it, but I'm curious as to what they're surveying now. Let me roll to the T-54 because it might not even load. They're asking about ranked battles. Let's see how long this. Let's see. I might as well just do this here. Because ranked battles, I think, you guys saw me play them for the first week. After that, yeah, I pretty much didn't touch them after that because it was miserable to play them. It wasn't very fun in my eyes. It basically felt like a watered down, unbalanced. low. Or I shouldn't say gold round spam, but this is pretty much my number one. And the rewards aren't worth it. You only can select 3. Do I play light tanks? Yes, Sam, I do. Brian, in PC, if you don't have ammunition, or I believe if it's very low, there's auto resupply, unless you run out of credits, but it notifies you. Which, excuse me for typing this out, but I might as well do it since it popped up. Not that this is probably going to do anything. Trying my best not to sound too rude, but nuts, I'll add the M22 on, but I'm not sure if I can get to it. Sorry. I just don't have a ton of time. They ask about Joe Biden and his hair plugs. I don't think Artie should be banned from ranked battles. I disagree with that. Yeah. Kind of. I'll switch that. But basically, it is hard to get, like, the season leaders. Like, since I only played the first week, I don't think I got anything. As far as like the whole the different, like 3 different season leaderboards. I was in the top for the first week, but then after not playing, alright, this is I thought this would only be a couple here. Maybe that. I don't know. Honestly, it was just tier 10 only random battles with more gold rounds. But I won't play a tier 1, Vlad. Nice try, though. That's one of the tiers I will not play. Alright. I need to finish it since I started, but the weaknesses... Well, thanks for asking about that, John, but he should answer it, you know, based off what you think they were. Yeah, I know about that. But pretty much, like, I think most people agree with, like, ranked battles, I would have played them more. Like, who cares if you don't make a lot of credits in it? Because it's playing tier 10s over and over. I just mainly didn't like them because the premium round spam and also the rewards, like the added or bonus equipment with better stats, is just a stupid idea in my opinion. Like, it gives a very small boost, but just, well, why put yourself through the extra effort of having to you know, basically have to balance around that. And you know, there's easier ways to dangle rewards in front of people to get them to play it. Oh, I know, they should give me a credit for premium time. Usually these surveys that pop up, like, I get them every now and then. Usually I complete them before I stream because they pop up when I log on. I thought reaching rank 5 was pretty fair. But yeah, usually these surveys are like, they take like 2 minutes. I don't know why it's so many different screens. Yes, I knew about that. They should have just had one screen where you can scroll down and answer all the questions. I'm trying to get through this YAM, but since I started it, I have to complete it. Sorry that it's kind of draining interest here. I don't care. I think not losing the thing is fine. I do like playing the M22. Hopefully I get to it. Looking at the requests here, like, I have the T54 up next, and then I have T29, Type 59, Emil 2, OI, T49, and M22. I should be able to get to all of them. AV85, I would go with the 100mm, Ian. 122, it's not as flexible and it's harder to hit moving things. You know, they have their ups and downs, but I'd go with the 100. You'll be able to better deal with more situations than the 122. Hello, Matt. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I don't care. I think they might have a problem with people not finishing this survey, considering their in-game browser here takes a very long time to load each thing. Which, thank you very much, WoT LOL, for the subscription. This is really dynamic gameplay I'm doing right now. I wonder if this is gonna pop up for everybody, or if it's just selected people, like at random. I feel like I'm nearing the end of it though. I thought it would be over like 10 slides. Who knows, maybe at the end they're like, you get 2 weeks of premium time for answering this. Hello, Tanya. You got the survey as well? Yeah, I wonder if it's for anybody that played like one ranked battle or something. Hello, Eric. Nice to see you. Hell, I know. I thought the things were interesting. Which thank you very much, Wang, for the subscription, and Noisette as well. You don't understand the use of biscuits? Essentially, it's the stream currency. So you gain them for watching the stream. And more or less, there's a URL in the video description where you can spend stuff for the ones that you gain on things for the stream, on Discord, stuff like that. This is taking, at this point, it's at 10 minutes right now. Holy crap. Just looking at how long this survey is taking. I think directives are retarded, more or less, that they added them in. I know you have now finished half of the survey. That's what they need. They need a little bar on the top to show you how long it takes. But a stream or two ago, I had someone wanting this skirmish. Essentially, it's like team battles. No, I have not, Graham. Which, hello. I haven't had any noticeable packet loss. Yeah, progress. Yeah, most surveys have that to show you how long it'll take. But essentially, skirmish is, you know, you can create a team for specific tiers and kind of play team battles. The main weaknesses of improved. At this point, there's not too much more to answer about ranked battles. They're really drawing this out. Oh, Lord. Sorry about this, guys. I didn't know it was going to take this long. But at this point, I don't want to exit out of it because I'll probably never be able to open it up again. I did realize yesterday, like a lot of you guys were saying you're getting lag or packet loss. I didn't notice it for myself. But more or less, yeah, with my ping was like 20 milliseconds, so a little bit lower than usual. I noticed the people, all right, now they're asking about the stupid badges, but more or less, I noticed people maybe outside of the East Coast, like the Midwest, you know, that area, were, it seems like people from that area were having packet loss. From seeing people in random battles talk about it from where they are from. I'm not gonna stop after this, Yam, no. I'll be able to get to all the tank requests I have currently. Hello, Jade. I don't know, it's just some survey that popped up. Usually they last like a couple minutes, but This one's taking forever because I think it was the last patch or the patch before. They switched it to a different in-game browser and it takes forever to load. I already answered this before. So hopefully this is the last thing. What internet speed do I have, Leith? 200 megabits download, 10 megabits or megabytes upload. Something went wrong, please start it again. Oh, I would. Yeah, I'd feel very bad for wasting your time, Sky. Yay, it worked. It completed. Alright, so T54 here, finally. Thanks for sitting through some of that, guys. Honestly, a lot of the times the lag, sometimes it is wargaming, don't get me wrong, but recently there's been a lot of like malware and ransomware and attacks like on a huge scale in specific parts of the world. That's really messed up the internet for a lot of things.
Oh, sorry, dog. I didn't mean to wake you up. Go back to bed.
Gonna get comfortable here. My back's doing much better, Leith. Thanks for asking. Doesn't hurt anymore. It's just when I'm working, since I twist and pick up a lot, it's a little bit tight, but it's getting, you know, it's just less and less each day as far as like tightness goes. Hit the New Jersey. Maybe it's because Chris Christie shut down the government. Forgot to pay their internet bill. People are so still pissed off about that here. Thank you, Lee, for tipping the dog. He will be very happy after this battle. But after a very long, that took 16 minutes to do. For anyone looking to do that, if it pops up for you, it takes about 16 minutes. Would have taken half that time if they had just, even less than that, if they had just made it one screen that you could scroll down on. And get RD'd here, so I gotta be careful. Say, Ian, make sure you have 1,000 Levi biscuits to be able to gamble. Crap, he's doing the same thing I was. Trying to track him there. Not going to cause a lot of damage with these heat shells, however, very small chance I'd be able to damage his engine, hitting him in the back like that. Okay, my Chrysler is pulling back. Run away. Gonna take a lot of damage here. Why are they all running away? We kind of could hold them, but you backpedal, we're getting picked off one by one now. I'm dead. At least I got one more shot off, but only hope now that he can't hit me, but I believe he can. Yeah. Ah, nice, Eric. I know. People are making... Unfortunately, Chris Christie, no one can do anything against him. He's getting... You know, there's an election coming up this November, but it's not like anyone can get rid of him, unfortunately. They tried to do that with a Bridgegate, but... Yeah. I have no idea how their Type 4 even got up there, but at the very least we're gonna win this. So me doing 2,700 damage, yeah, I'll chalk that up to good on mostly a 113 and a Type 4 heavy in a T54. I'll call that a win. All right, so next up, E29. I got so many tier 8 American heavies, but pretty much for the rest of the stream here, I'll be able to get through these grinds here. I still got 5 tanks left. And then maybe I'll try to finish the Strev 103 0 grind at the end. Okay, well, the flip point, it should work, unless you've done it within the past 20 minutes. There's a cooldown on it. Which, no, that's my seat. Alright, little dog. He kind of went back to bed. Hey? Oh. He's being a loser here. Go get your treats. Go get them. He's probably like, that's it? 5 little biscuits. He has to gauge whether or not it's actually worth for him. Yes, I do, Ian. I do watch anime. I actually watch quite a bit of it. Would you buy a 103B? Sure, John. I would do that. Even though, if you're saying, I have a personal, say, I cringe at using gold for, you know, transferring it to credits, but if you would like me to, I would. If not, I would say, you know, the next stream, most likely, I will start out with premium tanks, and I will have it by the end of next stream, almost guaranteed. But it's up to you. I just wouldn't, you know, not to say I don't want you to tip me, but I would hate to put that towards credits to where I can grind them out in about an hour and a half. Well, really, I mostly watch stuff on Toonami, and like I've never seen the entirety of like One Piece, but I like pretty much everything to where whatever comes on Toonami I end up watching. Fortunately, I'm getting hit by a few different things here. Thank you, KB2. You are my savior. Oh god. Honestly, the easiest way, if you go into the gift shop, John, are you on? Are you on the NA server? I think we might be on the EU server, unfortunately. As far as gifting, you can gift shop, you can gift me just like a credit package, but it's a little difficult unless you're on NA. That already was hawking me there. Well, I'll let you know, Grigsby. Usually I just do like 1 hour of premium, something like that. Let me take a look here though, John. But as far as what I need to purchase, I need 1.689 plus equipment, but I can pull equipment off of something else. Whoops. It would cost $42.50 as far as gold goes. Honestly, I forget how much that is, but yeah, that's how much it would cost. Whatever that is, if you actually want to do it. But honestly, I can troll land. That's what that's what I was remembering. It looks like it's about, honestly, it looks like it's about 20, I think $20, but as far as, yeah, that's why I never exchange gold for credits, because it's pretty expensive to do so. But I know you really want me to get it. I would say I would definitely have it for you next stream if you can wait for that, rather than spend it on a gold conversion. Because I'll be able to play it like once during the stream here, but for this specific stream, since I have requests, I gotta push through as well. But alright, let's see. At least it's not good that the Lorraine made it across, but which thank you very much, Eric, for the subscription. Hopefully they kill that Lorraine. I'm just looking at the tanks I'm gonna come across here. There's mainly the M46 KR I gotta worry about. You know, if you want to wait and honestly save your money, you know, go figure. You know, not yeah, I appreciate tips, but I don't want to, you know, have you guys spend money. If I will definitely have it next stream, the Streb 103B might be at the end of the stream, but I will definitely have it by then. I do not want to say that. I'm pretty sure I've been asked to say something like that before in French, and it is not good. Particularly that last word. I could be completely wrong though, because I'm terrible at French. But thank you very much, John. Holding down the hill by myself. Probably gonna get artied again, but anybody? Anybody? Yeah, honestly, I've been looking forward to the Streb 103B ever since they first, I was hoping that he wouldn't be able to snapshot me, and of course he does. Ever since they first teased it. Oh, cheese. Oh. That's where... Maybe it's not bad then. Unless you really hate cheese. But yeah, that's why I say I'm definitely gonna have it next stream, because the 103B's unique and fun to where I've been pushing for it. Granted, I got the Kranwagen first because it made sense, because it was on track. I've been pushing for it more so than other lines. I know, I'm surprised the Lorraine is still alive. Guys, luckily this IS-3 is angled. I can hit him on the upper glacis. See you, Gregor. Thank you very much for watching. He pulled back, which was, I don't know if he did it on purpose or not, but it actually makes me... Never mind. Makes it pretty easy to kill him when he's already dead. Type 59 though, oh, the gun handling on this thing is bad. No other word to describe it now. This thing does not feel like a medium anymore. Someone following me here. Plink him. I just have to expose myself a little bit more if I go after the IS. Get him. I hit him on the back a little bit too far. It's a little tricky to pen the T-34 in the turret, even in the side sometimes. Very nice. I probably will take some shots here. Might die, but shit, they're pushing on our base. That's not good. Just in case he caps out, I'm actually gonna head back here. Because if they put, say, 3, even though they're pushing through now, I'm gonna head this way. They still have an arty that concerns me. The enemy drowned himself. Holy crap. I don't know why the enemy already gave up. They actually have a decent chance to win this. Because I couldn't push back through that way, I would definitely die. Granted, at this point, with the E25 dying now, it looks like the other 2 TDs are sitting... Alright, they're not sitting on the cap, but... If they had all popped on the cap, honestly, they probably would have won. If they put 4 on the cap, and their arty had kind of supported them a little bit. Fortunately for us, they didn't. That AMX will pose a problem to me.
pretty decent match though in a Type 59. 2,000 damage. It's not too shabby.
I can't get comfortable sitting down for some reason. It's probably because I played quite a bit of tanks yesterday, grinding out and trying to finish, you know, a couple grinds. Fortunately, we lost the T29 match. Most amount of damage in the match, though. Not too bad. Type 59, though, could be a little bit hard with the accuracy. Got the Meal 2. Expect to see me play a Norwegian flag on the side. I will try to remember to pop one of those on for you, John. Which thank you very much for the tip. Have to. I've only got. Go. Thank you very much for the tip. I'll try at the end of the stream to get some of this. But, whoops. Hello, Illusions. Thank you very much. Yes, mainly for the ST1 Dovlas, but the IS4 is not bad. I'll definitely get a Norwegian flag. If there was a little picture of a troll, I'd add that on there too. I have not, Ian. I've never heard of that. Okay. I will, basically, tomorrow, my next stream, John. I know it's a little bit different time zone, though, for you. I will definitely have it then. Well, we got him tracked, but repair kit. Wish I could paint the whole thing in a flag for you. Unfortunately, Kitten, I do not have a Grill 15. I'm not taking any more tank requests either, because I don't have a ton of time left, guys. Hello, Dominic. Which thank you, Graham, with dealing with that. Ooh, that hurt. I wasn't expecting them to push up this much, and yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, I took my eyes off of... This was very bad. I should have stayed back here. I didn't realize we didn't have as much people because they're all sitting back here. That's just... I wasn't paying attention to the mini-map. Sorry who had requested the Meal 2. That's how you do not play it. You don't want to get yourself too far out and in a spot to where you can't kind of fall back. Alright, so we got the OI up here. The same time every stream, I stream my time at 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So for you, that's actually pretty early. I'm trying to do it in my head, but I think it's like 4 or 5 a.m. for you. About there. As far as England. I'm probably off by a few hours though. But yeah, honestly, I just pushed up too far. I should have pulled back after my first clip. Yeah. That's what happens when you don't look at the mini-map very much. Which I'll make sure to give you the Levi biscuits too, John, right after the stream here. It's midnight. I was being a little bit generous with the time zone difference then. Ooh, I am really lucky I did not just shoot my M44. I just clicked back into the game here. Sometimes it registers as me actually like clicking to shoot. Well, yeah, it's hard for me to pull up stuff on my other screen. Yeah, I got that, John. I'll kit out the flags and stuff for you. The money-wise thing, I might actually have it at the beginning of tomorrow's stream, to be honest. But yeah, I'll definitely have it. Because as far as credit goes, I have a 50% credit booster I planned on using. Because I knew I needed credits to get both the WZ132A and the Strive 103B. I planned on using one of them, hopefully before tomorrow's stream, and potentially getting all the premium grind out of the way. And I might actually get it done, because with one of those I can crank out like 140,000 credits a match and like a Patriot. Pretty damn easy. Especially if I have a little bit of music on. Helps me focus a little bit. Alright, there's a Ram 2 sitting in the center. I don't see people sit there all that often. Oh god. Thanks, T67. ET-15A is a problem. I did not... I didn't even expect him up here. That's my fault. Oh, there's the Ram 2. He's gonna flank me again. He's honestly, a Ram 2, you don't see people go out there because usually you get torn to shreds, but we don't have anybody set up to counter that. Yeah, I got myself in a little bit of a pickle. At least our other side's doing pretty well. ACDC help? What do you mean by that? Oh, the music? Nah, I don't really like rock and roll and stuff like that. Probably because one of the guys I work with in the kitchen, he like blasts it a lot. I like not. I'm getting a little bit off of country music, but I can listen to like soft rock or like pop music and stuff. Something that's like upbeat and not to say positive, because rock's not unpositive. No, I'm gonna die. Especially, oh, awesome. Thank you for killing him. Already can still get me though. At first I thought you were talking about electricity. I got a little confused there. Hello, Carlos. My first tier 10 tank was the T30 heavy tank. But honestly with music, I pretty much listen to anything. Like I kind of put it on shuffle It's just a lot of the stuff, like I have Spotify that I use. It typically, like, you know, I'm actually getting a little bit of lag here. It's the first time I've seen it. It typically puts up like pop or country and stuff like that. Well, by pop, Keith, I don't mean music like that. I like the stupid songs that like say the same thing over and over. I basically, you know, downvote them and they never come back up. Black metal music? Yes. Music kind of like, I know it's just like a TV show, but what is it? Metal Akablitz? I can't even say it. Oh. Metal Akablitz. I can't even say it. I keep wanting to say apocalypse. I'm terrible. Ryan's probably laughing at me back there. I don't have the Foch 155. Yeah, when it comes to music, honestly, I don't even know half of the artists or names of stuff I listen to. I just put stuff on that, like, usually I would say, like, I don't play it when, or listen to it when I tank, but, like, if I had to, like, say, pick music to listen to, it would probably be something like Jack Johnson, Jimmy Buffett, Kenny Chesney, like, music like that, Zach Brown band, to where it's not necessarily just country, but like it's, you know, like island music almost. Yeah, the Adult Swim show that. Yeah, I did the most amount of damage somehow. See ya, Tig. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good lunch. So I have a T49 up here. Go. M22 Locust. I do have RU-251 Carlos, but I'm not taking any more tank requests, sorry. I've got this and another tank, and then I only have time for like 1 or 2 battles, but I was gonna try to do some premium tanks. Because I need money for the Strev 103B. Hopefully you understand. It's just I've been doing tank requests outside of like four battles today for 3 hours here. Oh, it's Disney. That stuff kills me as well. Yes, I would say, yeah, I like them, Keith. My problem is, like, I know, you know, some bands of stuff I watch, but a lot of the stuff, honestly, like, I don't really know the names of the music. Unless I've listened to it for, like, years. But, yeah, I do recognize that name. I've just always been someone to put music on in the background. I don't really pick what I listen to for the most part. I just pick, like, a genre. See you, Ian. Have a nice day at work. Hoping the guys at work today, for me in the kitchen, are having a better day than yesterday. I walked in, I worked for about like 2.5 hours yesterday. I walked in and they were getting like destroyed. Like there's so many large tables for breakfast, and I ended up prepping and setting up lunch a lot for them too, to where typically, like what's probably hurting my back is in the morning we bring up, it's about 150 plates, and it's a lot to bring up every single morning. They went through all of them by the time I got there at like 9:45. Typically, you know, we do breakfast till 11:30. You don't go through all the plates until at least like 10:30ish, and they were already through them all and on like the second wave by the time I get there. So I had to pop in and help them for a little bit. It's a good thing though. Carlos, sorry, I'm not taking any tank requests. Like I said, I hope you understand. I've been doing Tanker Quest all day, and I would like to, if I have time, do a Tanker 2 that I'd like to play. See you, Zul. Thank you very much for watching. Almost got him. Whoa, not do that. I missed. That was my one shot, and I'm dead. And I pushed it, and the Scorpion G got me. Sorry, whoever waited for the T49. That was a really crappy match, but yeah. That's why sometimes, you know, I kept saying for these tank requests here, which I had to find another crew now. Sometimes I don't like taking tank requests when I have a lot of them, because I know, you know, especially towards the end of the stream, you might wait a very long time to see them, and it's a match like that. That's where I did kind of give you guys a disclaimer, you know, when you're requesting tanks and it's full, to where I might not be able to get to them. But at this point, I'm going to do the M22 and then a couple premium tanks, hopefully. Yeah, that spot I was in, it's decent, but it works out if your team's able to shoot where that WZ-132 and Scorpion are. A lot of times people don't shoot at that, which I don't get because it's very easy damage. We had a couple people behind me in the base that you can pop shots right in there, and nobody does it. The same thing with where I was sitting up top. You can get so much damage off of there, and I don't get why Artie doesn't hit you there and people just throw a shell there in the beginning, because it's really easy damage for you to do. Because it's almost always like a lightly armored TD, a light, a medium. Carlos, I'm gonna say for the last time, I'm not taking any tank requests. I'm starting to get annoyed. T95E2 is a premium, but it doesn't earn premium credits. See you, Vlad. Thank you very much. I'm specifically doing premium tanks for credits. If you ask again, I don't mean to sound rude. You know, you're starting to... I don't get annoyed easily, but this is like the third or fourth time. Especially because I know that you speak English. Usually it's people that, you know, their English isn't very good, that they don't understand if I'm not taking requests. Oh lord, here goes like half our team. Mid-tiers are interesting sometimes. They just like bum rushed us, and you know, we're in the field, which mid-tier match isn't that bad, but we be getting pushed on into town. M22 though, the gun's a bit dinky on it. Yeah, Vlad. I'm trying to pronounce it. Sorry if I messed it up. I don't think Carlos is trolling. He's watched the stream a few times before. Yeah, it's kind of got the grin and bear that. Oh, yeah, and I'm dead. Unfortunately, trying to do a lot of damage in M22 is difficult. Yeah. Trying to spot and no one was shooting. Yeah, so. Alright, so time for some I only have time for one here. I'm just gonna play the Patriot once, or I played the Patriot once before. Why don't I hop into Lorraine 40T? I've had a very fun time so far in this from my last battle here, averaging 2k damage, over 1100 experience, and 73% win rate. I've actually really enjoyed this as a premium, which I'm going to start a raffle. It's going to last for 5 minutes. Winner's going to get 750 Levi biscuits here. All you have to do is type !raffle to enter, which is not exactly the best map for this, but oh, okay. Sorry, John. Yeah, I can remove that pretty easily here. There you go. It's all removed for you. Thanks again for the tip, though. I wasn't aware that you didn't want it up there. I hear Ryan. I think she's playing Crash Bandicoot back there, and she's dying a lot. Okay, are you gonna play nice? Let's say I'm trying not to cut him off either. No problem. Sorry about that. I should have figured since, you know, you used the other option to tip. I liked it as the tech tree tank. Yeah. But as a premium, I would say it's freaking awesome as a premium. Outside of matches like this where you're bottom tier plus on a map that's not very good for a tank with no armor. But yeah, it's a really good premium because it can pump out damage very easily. Got good mobility. It's got the autoloader without, you know, since it's a four round drum, it doesn't have a very long downtime in between the magazines. I really hope our other side wins because we have all tier 8s here against a T57 and an M103. Oops. This. I am very tempted to push up here, but the T57 can basically clip me. Yeah, and there's more tanks back here. I'm actually gonna pull back. See if we can't get somebody to take the bait. The T57, we need him to push up. Really need our RD to help us here. Moving. You can shoot him if he comes around. Making it difficult because I had to sit out further. Obviously this guy doesn't really know how to work with people behind him. It just makes me not want to push up at all. Kuka is strong as hell. Yeah, I don't know why I even did that. That was such a stupid mistake, and yeah, unfortunately I just lost all my HP. Well, this is probably not going to be a good last battle, but oh god. Here, I still hope our other side, they can easily push on them right now before our side over here falls, and they're dragging their feet over 2 tanks. Probably not gonna make it here. Especially not not being able to hit him. Which congratulations Eric for the winning the raffle. Why did I go here? Because my team needed help on this side. Not that I'm really providing much help, but I mainly went here because we really needed some tanks on this side. But, you know, you never know where the hell is gonna work out for a tank. Lord. Nor am I really doing the best in this match at all. But anyway, this is my last battle. I'll probably stick around to the end. And thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Sorry I couldn't keep taking tank requests, but yeah. Tomorrow's stream. Yeah, tomorrow's stream is going to be 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll probably, like, thinking of the time I have tomorrow, I might finish the Strev 103B grind before the stream starts. If not, probably the first 30 minutes will be premium tanks tomorrow. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you very much for the tips as well. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, right after this battle ends. They should be able to cap out pretty easily. But have a no problem about the Locust. I don't mind playing certain low tier tanks from time to time, so that's one of them that I don't mind popping into. Yeah, I did 0 damage, but we got a win, so I don't really care. And I made 4,000 credits. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys tomorrow. Have a very nice day. See you guys around.